And
Don't
I'll
they
say
know
this
that?
about Cody.
This shit is scripted, bro.
But Al, that's
why
the
is
thing.
she crying?
She
Why
doesn't
is
know.
She crying?
She doesn't
why
know.
is she crying?
I'm telling you, she doesn't have the script for one.
I'm
and
telling
two,
you right
why-
now.
with Cody
Why are these
winning,
people crying?
Al,
This
it
shit
wasn't
is
even about.
scripted.
Al,
Listen,
it wasn't
I'm
about.
Yes. Welcome back to the Blunt Lab. I am Al, joined by my brothers Marcus, Rick, Matt, and Julian. What's going on, fellas?
What's up, fellas? What's going on?
Hello.
Yes. Welcome.
Sir.
Today we're going to talk about a few things. We'll be a little bit all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to try to have fun today. So I'm going to pass it on over to Marcus.
Well, I'll start it out with a somber note, depending on how you feel about the man himself. But OJ Simpson recently passed. The juice.
The juice.
Didn't know he had
The
cancer,
whole-
so, you know,
I don't think
OJ
anybody-
the juice. Mm.
Yeah, I don't think anybody did. I don't think anyone would have cared.
I
that he did.
mean, he's a really polarizing figure, you know?
Yes, he was.
I tend to remind people that at one point he was a very beloved person.
He was.
And considering, you know, the circumstances, allegedly, you know, I don't get into any of it. Death is final, and like it's not. I don't know. I wouldn't joke about it. So, you know,
I will say this to the folks who've been talking a lot of shit.
Hmm.
Yes, we all believe OJ was guilty, but let's go back.
I don't.
To why he was found not guilty. Okay, if anyone remembers the Rodney King case, you guys will remember what the people did to L.A. when that was going down. When the verdicts went down, L.A. was on fire.
Yep.
Okay. So since the white supremacists couldn't get that right, they didn't want the city to be fucked up even more with the OJ thing. So it wasn't really Mark Furman that got him off. It wasn't Johnny Cochran. Blame the white motherfuckers who fucked the decision up when it came to the Rodney King case and had black people destroy L.A. They didn't want black folks destroying L.A. And in all honesty, I'm kind of glad he got off. Because considering how many brothers they have put in there unjustly, who are still in there unjustly, at least one nigga got away with something.
Yeah, but they say he had white privilege in that scenario. You know that, right? I mean,
how
so?
Kind of. I want to add this though. I feel like the police department and L.A. County, wherever they are, they failed her as well. Because there were multiple domestic violence calls, and these motherfuckers turn into fans when they meet him. Oh, let me get a picture. Oh, let's get your autograph. All this. It's like, bro, at some point, you know this is how this escalates. Like, if a dude or a female, whatever, if there's domestic violence and it continues, it's going to lead to,
something worse.
Yeah, and I wanted to kind of play devil's advocate a little bit here, a little spicy. Like, I'm on the fence with it. Like, I feel like I don't think he technically did it himself. I feel like he's definitely involved in it and knows more than he said. But what if it was like self-defense or something?
Well,
we don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know.
If you want me to elaborate for 1 second, the most, I guess right now, polarizing, I'll use that word you used, polarizing conspiracy theory is it was actually his son. His son caught them. And if you start going down that rabbit hole, I don't want to go too far, but if you start to go down that rabbit hole, there's a lot of people that kind of say, and there's some videos and whatnot that sort of show some light and evidence that say that his son did it. And once OJ found out about it, he more or less took the rap. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't let his son go down for it. And they felt like everything to point at OJ was going to be circumstantial and kind of just based on an emotional rage, in which case he would have the best chance in court. Because the son coming home and seeing it, you know what I mean? He's not going to get the same, and as you put it, sort of treatment that OJ got. So, if not for nothing, look at that and see what you think.
Well, yeah, his son got locked up not locked up, but in trouble for violent shit. So it's not too far fetched. And I personally believe it was OJ and his son, because when you see the things that were done to both, Nicole and homeboy, that's not gonna, it doesn't take one.
I'm sorry, bro. OJ's a big dude and all of that, but there ain't
he's a big guy.
One person doing all of that to two people. They either didn't see it coming or something.
It's impossible.
Or multiple people.
Yeah, it's impossible.
But fellas, just to be like completely honest, though, like we'll never know the actual facts of it because the police completely fucked that. They completely contaminated and ruined the entire crime scene.
Right.
You have a racist fucking lead detective. Exactly. So it's like the burden of proof is not on the defense. It's on the prosecution. They fucked themselves, and it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But he lost in civil court, though. In civil court, they made him a killer. So
he also, and let's not forget, he also admitted to everything in his all book.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Bro, so many times. He's like,
bro. On the other side of it, like his actions are definitely of a guilty person, though. Like the running in the Bronco, the writing of the book. Like, he definitely was like trolling at that point. But
hey, look, two people lost their life. That's you know what I'm saying? That I don't want to say that. I don't want it to come off like I'm happy they died. No. But again, with every single brother that has been fucked by the United States and all of its white racists, I'm glad that the motherfucker got off.
Yeah.
Because there are motherfuckers that didn't get off. There are motherfuckers that ended up way worse than him. I'll just mention one name. You can go down to deep. Emmett Till. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are brothers. There are brothers that didn't deserve it that got it.
That touches a nerve right there, bro. Emmett Till. That's tough.
You feel me? There are brothers that have been tossed in jail. There's some who have been let out after 40-something years, but their lives have still been taken away from them.
That's facts.
So, with one getting
try
off,
to throw them some money and be like, "Oh, here's some money." Try to make up for the time lost. Ain't no amount of money's gonna give me 40 years of my life back. Sorry.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully your butthole's not too hurt. Like, really? Really? Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah, man.
On that note, Nate Robinson is dying. If no one knows, if anyone doesn't know who Nate Robinson is, former New York Knicks guard,
slam dunk champion, multiple times.
Oh, yes, sir. Probably pound for pound, one of the best basketball players to ever touch the fucking ball. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't as big as the other guys. Yeah. If he'd have been 6'4", 6'5", and and the matched up fucking weight, like Nate Robinson would have beat everybody in the fucking league. He still went ham on motherfuckers for years. I don't want to misquote it, but I want to say he played. He's definitely in double digits amount of years he's played, and probably double digits of teams too. But that guy, he went out and played fucking hard, and he didn't back down from fucking nobody. And he's in need of an organ transplant, and it's out there. It's just not in big circles.
My guy Nate, if you're watching this, hit me up.
Yeah,
no, I got you.
Facts. He dunked on Yao Ming, bro. That was crazy. Or he blocked Yao Ming, one of the two. It was something crazy like that.
Yeah, he blocked Yao Ming, and Yao Ming tried to act like he hit him in the face. He's
That's
like,
true.
Yao was upset he didn't get it that time. McGrady bumps. Blocked by Robinson! Nate Robinson with a rejection. And Yao Ming is hurt. Well, here's Nate Robinson coming over. That's a clean block.
You gotta sell it, bro. You gotta sell the call. I gotta get their call.
But I do hope Brother Nate gets a fucking kidney.
Definitely. Man, shout out to Nate Robinson.
Yes, sir. Back to you, brother.
Now, moving on, let's discuss the women's national championship game.
Yes.
So I'll start it this way. This is the second year in a row that Caitlin Clark lost to a team of predominantly black girls. And of course, Caitlin Clark is a story. Not going to take nothing away from her. She's had a fantastic career. She's a great player. She's going to do great things in the league. She's put eyeballs on the sport. Cool. But I don't feel like the media coverage is necessarily fair, but I'm also not shocked. Like, this is America. So,
I'm also not shocked that she lost.
No. And I will say, the last 40, 50 years, like the modern era of, college ball, NBA, there haven't been that many white players that are great. The one that comes to my mind is Larry Bird, obviously.
Larry.
You could throw Kevin Love in there. Not on the same tier, but
Motherfucking white chocolate baby J-Dubs. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Jason Williams. Oh, boy. Williams has eyes in the back of his head.
Oh, my goodness. That was vintage Pistol Pete Maravich in the form of Jason Williams.
Oh, J-Dub.
Oh, Jay Williams.
He's almost
one
black,
of the
though.
sickest motherfuckers with a ball.
Jason Williams is a light-skinned brother. I don't think he's white.
He's 116. He's 116th, and he definitely got that Tennessee fucking twang in his voice.
Yeah.
LeBron's the best white guy.
Oh, my God.
But as far as like the game, I'm sorry, Matt. What's it?
LeBron's the best white guy.
Stop it. Yo, did you see that? Did you guys ever see the video where he talks about, because Jason Williams coached one of the high school all-star like national games, and it was when Ant was playing. Ant was a senior or whatever, or actually I think a junior, and he just declared the next year or whatever it was. Ant was playing, and Jason didn't know who he was, right? And they get like 5-6 minutes into the game, and he looks back, and one of the big time coaches or whoever was like, "Yo, why aren't you got Anthony in there?" And he's like, "Who?" And he was like, "Yo, that's like the best player in high school ball right now." So he put him in, and he was like, "I'm sorry, dog. Sorry. You just keep doing your thing, bro." Like that whole interview where he talks about it, I was like, that should tell you, bro. Like, it doesn't take nothing, bro. But yeah, Jay Williams is the man.
Hell yeah.
But like, these girls, you had a black.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You had a black head coach. Predominantly black team. They went undefeated.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
And they won the championship.
And they beat them last year. I'm sorry to cut you off, but they beat Iowa beat them last year to make it to the final or to the championship game. So
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I got, hey baby, can you roll tape?
Go on the revenge tour.
Oh yes, can you roll tape on the girl who got her revenge?
That's right.
On Caitlin Clark.
Oh yeah, that is it.
Yeah,
shoot her off.
Raven Johnson. Look at that girl.
So disrespectful.
They didn't even defend her, bro.
It became personal with me.
Big facts.
You're damn right it did. You're damn right it did.
Trust.
Get that shit out of here, Caitlin.
Give me that.
Let it go.
Do your thing, Raven.
Giving her that Ben Simmons treatment, and look what happened.
Yes, sir. I like this. Give me your soul. Caitlin.
Cookies.
With the left hand. Ooh. Look at that. Somebody got butter on their fingers.
Ripped it. You ain't pulling up from 40 and she in your face every time.
Again. Not here, Caitlin.
It's a trouble.
Somebody looks a little frustrated.
Sit, bro. Pick her ass up half court. As soon as she crosses half court, pick her up.
Like Steph.
Boop.
She's going to have to turn into a faster dribbler if she wants to do something.
But South Carolina played the game that LSU should have played.
Yeah, that's why I think that white girl for LSU was a plant.
Oh, and I'll add too that
it's funny.
Iowa shouldn't be in this game because UConn got cheated, the game before. But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there.
Well, that's
objective. South Carolina.
That's objective, Marcus.
But if that was
that
screen, if that was a foul, then every screen is a foul to me. Because that looked as legal as any screen I've ever seen.
Well, a lot of them are, Marcus. It's just not what gets called when it gets called. Nobody. I'm not arguing.
As a ref, I don't want to determine the game.
They pick and choose. That's a definite argument that you have all day long. I'm just kind of being devil's advocate with you.
No, true.
Which is like they get to pick and choose when they call it. And if you're even remotely moving your seat, or you turn your hip a certain way, or you move your head another way, and it all depends on the referee and that particular refereeing crew and what they're focusing on that day, it's an illegal screen or a foul, But so I wouldn't say they got cheated, but they definitely probably got fixed. that call was probably on purpose. Let's just say.
You gotta have Caitlyn in the championship game. Then.
That's right. That was the whole thing. That's what they wanted.
Exactly.
Gotta give her a shot at winning.
So, Julian, do you watch female basketball? Oh, by that face, I could tell already. No. Is this mic on? I can't hear him. Oh, no.
Can't hear him.
Oh, we can't hear him. Oh, shit. The Men in Black have Julian. Oh, the Men in Black have Julian.
What happens when you record on the road, you know?
So just to
point
back to that bit.
He's outside his house. He said it was just too noisy in there.
Yeah.
We still can't hear you. I can see you moving your lips, but we still can't hear you. Don't worry about editing this. Oh, shit. We lost him. They got him.
Just to harp back on that video real quick. I want y'all to remember the conversation we had last week. This is the bitch that's supposed to play in the NBA.
Fucking facts.
Dude,
Let's go.
I'm glad you said that, Matt, because that's where I was going with Julian. That's why I was going to bring that right back up. Do you think this bitch can play in the NBA?
No.
I do want to add one thing, and I don't want to expound on it because the race part of it and the narratives and all that. That's fine. When it comes down to the way that outcome happened, like you said, I wasn't shocked by it. Last year in the championship game, they got thumped. I figured that would get thumped again. As good as Caitlin Clark is, it's really just her.
Yeah, she's
nothing against the rest of the girls, but if she's not giving you buckets and playmaking, you got your name.
Yep, I think I could hear you.
Welcome back to the party, pimp.
But yeah, outside of her going nuts, it is what it is, I figured they would lose. But
And another thing I wanted to mention before we move on, I don't like, how, one, the black girls don't get attention. Two, how they're constantly vilified.
Yes.
Just because they're one, they're the villains. Really?
No, they're the villains because they're black. And they're beating the white girl that's by herself.
I mean, we know that.
Yeah.
Do you think it has to do, though? Let's give this the fair shake, because I agree with you on so many levels. But it's also, for the sake of argument, do you think it has to do with the school? I put it on the schools and the networks that display the games. All right, I don't want to say which networks, ESPN and NBC and CBS, et cetera. The fuck, I don't care. Fucking censor me. They pick and choose what is going to be the narrative quite often. Do you think at all, though, that it has a mix of the old heads that run those motherfuckers are still racist as fuck, kind of combined with, because of that, right? It sort of is what gets displayed to Americans, because that's what ratings are based on for Nielsen and whatnot. Is ratings? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to word this the most correct way that I possibly can. I don't think it's only racism, although it has a big fuel of that. I think also, though, it has to do with there's not enough say. There is too much monopoly in what the networks are displaying to us as Americans, right? And I'm sure other countries can say the same thing because there's so much stuff kept off their TVs. But, we are so dictated with our programming since the early 1900s when the CIA sort of took over Hollywood. Broadcasting is designed to keep us having certain arguments, right? So is it racism fueled? Yes. But I think part of that is to spark us to not like each other because of it.
Oh yeah. And let's not get it twisted too. A lot of black folks were shitting on Angel Reese. A lot of black folks.
Yes. Well, no, that's what they're displaying.
Shame,
that's what they're showing us.
Shame to those motherfuckers.
That's what I mean.
I get you.
For 10 of those ones like that are talking shit, I bet you I could get 100 that would be like, that bitch has got the shit, go girl, blah, 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 blah. So, I think it's picking and choosing what we get seen. That's how the programming works.
Sure.
She looked good, too.
And she's not ugly. That's what I mean. Like she's super attractive, smooth with the ball. Like, she doesn't look ugly on the court also. Like, not just talking about her like actual physical looks. I mean, she looks good on the court. She moves and has flow, because women's basketball, when I watch it, quite often looks like old NBA, back when it was all pretty much white boys, where it just looks like stiff and there's no like highlights and shit like that. So, she makes it look good.
True.
I think she's going to bring
Did you have anything else, Marcus?
NBA.
Oh, no, I was going to say before we move on, since we got Julian back, what was the question you were going to ask him?
Like, does he watch female basketball? But his face told me the answer, which was no.
No. Facts.
Am I working now?
Don't blame me, man.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Okay, good.
Well, I'll just wrap it up there, fellas. Let me pass it on to Rick. What you got for us, Rick?
Ladies and gentlemen, play as pimps, pushers, and hoes. I would like to welcome you to another fantasy segment. We like to get a little inappropriate with our fantasies. What we'd like to do also is kind of introduce some new conversations, something we've touched on a little bit, but I think we're going to get a little more serious about, simply because of two elements. One, which is the first topic that I want to bring up with you guys each individually, which is just this new face of the WWE, baby. And wrestling in general. Ever since this whole, with Vince McMahon, obviously it's not getting the same publicity that Diddy, Epstein, and Weinstein have been getting so far, but he is literally that industry's exact same thing, right?
Yes, he is.
He's literally going through court proceedings now. Where he has sent employees, women, in airplanes across not just state, but also international lines to go specifically have sex with other male employees. So,
I think even his daughter was involved.
Well,
demon time, bro.
Here's what we think about that. There's no proof of it. But they used it as a storyline back in the day during the Attitude Era.
I don't know.
And there's definitely clips and videos out there. You can go back and see it all on Peacock, etc. But where Stephanie, like during a promo, as that's what they call it when they're shooting, between matches, where she's in the office or in a hallway by the office or something like that, where she's talking to Vince, and she's like, "Dad, you sent me to go do, and I did it, and now I feel." You know what I mean? Like, she literally, just like with every other situation, just like the fucking songs associated with Puffy, where like Meek and Usher and these different guys have come out in the songs and basically told us, like, a little bit cryptically, the same way back in the 70s where all the songs were about drugs and they used cryptic back then, like the Piano Man and the Tambourine Man. And it's kind of the same fucking thing, okay? Where, yes, she was definitely used this situation 20-ish years ago as storyline. They always made Vince, once Vince became a heel, they made it into a bad guy. But I digress. They with his removal, he is now actually being removed from everything at WWE. Like, what they can do now, as we know, let this be a lesson too, sidebar, on all the other shit they've done in history. They always get to erase what they don't want in there. But that said, Vince has been erased, and he has no longer have any creative control, and he always had the creative control. So the creative control now belongs to the one and only Triple H, the game, Paul Levesque, right? And they've now shifted the brand to being a little bit closer to like UFC in terms of, and I'll come to you in just a second about that. I know what you're about to say.
I second that too, man. What
I mean by that is they're adding in these press conferences before and after matches, meetups and weigh-ins, adding in that same prettiness. And why they're doing it? Because the same company owns both of those companies, all right? TKO owns UFC and WWE. So what I want to ask you guys...
What's the question, brother?
Yep. What I want to ask you guys first is very simple, right? How do you feel about wrestling now that we've gone from the Vince McMahon era into the TKO UFC era? And do you really think
we'll start with you, Julian?
I've never really been into wrestling besides when I was little. So, I mean, I don't really know. I've seen all the Vince shit going on, so I know he likes to touch people or whatever. PDD going on, but
And you, Marcus?
Yeah.
Bro, I haven't watched a WrestleMania or really followed it, religiously in 20, 25 years. Like, I watched this WrestleMania, and I don't know, man. It kind of it brought that nostalgia back for me, like the spectacle of it, and just the storylines are getting, they're getting there, but the athleticism and just all the callbacks to different stuff, and it was, I don't know, man. I'm back in the fold, bro. Like, I'm back watching it and staying on it.
I definitely appreciate what they've done with it. They've definitely made it more pretty. They've made it more, hey guys, look at us, see what we can do. They've got a different type of viewers. They've got the younger people. They've got the older cats, like my dad, who's really been invested in it for a while, really loving it right now. But me personally, I'm not for it. Say what you want about the UFC. Some people say it's a snooze fest. Even my dad is one of them who say, oh, well, it could be scripted also. That's my whole thing about the WWE is I don't like the fact that even though us viewers don't know what's going to happen, those wrestlers do.
Mm-hmm.
And me personally, I don't like that.
Yeah, like Marcus, I haven't watched wrestling in like 20-something years. I think The Rock and Stone Cold, once they were done, I was done.
Yeah.
Vince being gone is a good thing. The direction they're going, because Vince being gone, I can see why things played out the way they did.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Without going too much into WrestleMania before Rick goes into it, like, I laughed a lot, but not for good reasons.
You're saying back in the day or now?
Now. Like, this WrestleMania made me laugh a lot.
Sure.
And I'm pretty sure, you'll bring up some stuff that'll make me bring up why I was laughing. And, it wasn't for good reason. I mean, I kind of remember, wrestling is corny. It's fake. We all know this. But I kind of remember...
Not fake, scripted. Cats really be getting hurt. Because real athleticism out there.
Yeah.
So it's scripted.
These guys are real athletes. So I'm not taking that away from them. I just remember the scripts being a little bit, just a little bit better. And I kind of remember that acting being just a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But I'm happy in the direction they've gone in because Vince is a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But back to you, Rick. What else did you want to ask? What else did you want to discuss about WrestleMania?
I basically, question one was to engage you guys. I wanted to see where your heat was on wrestling because I said it that way on purpose. It's gonna be forefronted to us now a lot more. Okay, they're gonna push this brand now. It's a whole new beast pushing it behind it now. It's like if you think it was part of the devil before, it's part of the devil for sure now. Like, so that said, it's gonna get rammed down everyone's throats. So it needs to have quality content.
No Diddy.
Fucking face it. So good.
Before you go on, Rick, I'm just gonna ask now before I forget. What the fuck was Seth Rollins wearing?
Oh God,
he be wilding, bro.
I think he always wears crazy shit. Yeah,
that's his
crazy wild.
He's always wilding. Since he left Shields, that's what he does.
So this wilding shit means that he got his costume from the female section of Bloomingdale's?
Oh no, he got it from Vince. Vince gave it to him.
Listen, this guy, he's got sex tapes out and stuff, bro. He's with one of the other chicks. He's one of the chick wrestlers. Like, it was something I was gonna segue into with WrestleMania. So
Is she a real chick?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Becky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
Becky.
I always see a bunch of jokes talk about he rates her closet. That's why it's always outlandish shit. He's
Yeah, that's always the jokes. That's what that's about. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, he's flamboyant as shit.
You got to think though. So wrestling went from something that was like seedy, dark, and dirty, and they were not making it clear that it was fake or scripted, right?
Mm-hmm.
For a long time. I propose to you to understand that wrestling is just a little bit evolved more than the professional sports that we have in America currently. We're getting to the point now where the sport And the players and the referees are sort of denying that there is say in how things happen. Some players can't say shit. Some players don't know shit. But the referees, the owners, and all of the officials involved, the ones that aren't on the court too, there is a level of scripting going on. We're at the point right now where some of us think so, some of us don't think so. It's a conspiracy theory, maybe. That's literally how wrestling was until the late 80s. And then finally in the late 80s, when WCW got bought by Ted Turner, and that particular network and the WWF at that time, they kind of engaged into like this like corporate warfare, okay, with the two factions, right? Mm-hmm. And at that time, it exposed those things, okay? So that said, we were given the, hey, look, yeah, okay, we do pick who wins and loses, but who wins and loses is 100% based on the fans, all the way up to this WrestleMania. What happened was Vince was getting escorted out of the fucking company, and The Rock became a managing partner, owner, and on the board of the company that owns the WWE and the UFC. At which time, he literally injected himself into the WWE as Vince's fucking replacement. He literally became Vince, like the asshole fucking owner guy who's going to tell referees they'll get fired if they don't do certain things. He's going to dictate matches, and he's going to change the outcomes because he can, blah, blah, blah. It was originally going to be, okay, he originally came in that he was going to be a babyface. But that's not what the fans wanted. He was going to fucking team up with Roman and fight Cody and all this shit and turn it into all this stuff. But and there's interviews out there. I encourage you guys to watch it. The Rock said, hey, look, the fans are right. What they want is they want for me to be the heel.
I remember waking up and going, I think I have what this pivot should be. And that is not only listen to the fans, but let's give them what they want, what they've invested in.
They want me to fight and this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I encourage you guys to see that it's the same thing that's happening with professional sports. And yes, it gets corny at times. But at WrestleMania,
let's talk WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania, those guys doing all of those pops at the end, I mean, it brought back The Rock.
No, I'm going to say, yeah, when that was happening, well, this is during the Roman Reigns and Cody fight. We see, what's homeboy? I forget the bloodline dude's name that came in.
Solo.
Yeah, there you go.
Jimmy Uso started it.
Yeah.
And then Solo came. Well, then his brother came in. Then Solo came in. And Samoan hit him in the neck. You know.
And dude, when Cena came in.
Oh
yeah! Cena's coming against them!
I was like, this is great. Now, I know I'm going to go back to The Rock too. Age is a factor in some of this, but watching the event, The Rock looks stiff as fuck. Could be old age, could be the clothes not moving the way the original did. We don't know.
Hemorrhoids hitting him harder this year.
And he's not wrestled in like 8-9 years. So.
Yeah. But like, you know, my wife tried to watch it, but the whole thing was just fucking cringy. Like I said, the acting's terrible. The outfits were just, I mean, there's a word I want to use, but I know I can't. So I'm just going to say like really, really girly for dudes, you know? So, but when Cena came in and then The Rock came in, my wife was like, look, the only thing that would make this awesome is if The Undertaker shows up.
Holy Christ!
The second she says that, the fucking Undertaker, she loses her shit.
Yep.
As do I, because I love the fucking Undertaker. That's my guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's in the ring. Now, we all see how, because, you know, the Undertaker ain't been in for a while. He had to hold a Rock by his pants. And in the bottom of his neck.
He's 60 years old, man. It's a 60-year-old man.
They created a legend storyline, though. They created a new legend storyline, and it's already been predicted that Stone Cold's coming back too. Like Brett's going to come back. All these people that couldn't come back because of events are going to come back. And that's
just
why
to harp on that for
all need
1
to
second.
Shoot some steroids. But go ahead, man.
I think it's kind of sad that you have to bring these older cats back into it to make people want to watch again.
Let me guess, Nature Boy coming back.
I don't think
it shouldn't take that.
I have a question, Rick and Marcus, because you two seem to be on board with this wrestling shit, okay? Because when Cody Rhodes won, spoiler. Now I see why that played out. You had to get rid of the villain owner, whatever the fuck he was, piece of shit. You had a heel for a champ, so now you want the good guy to be the champ. You got a good guy running the show now. Blah blah blah. Boo fucking who?
Oh no!
Now,
right
when Cody Rhodes wins, they pan to the crowd. Now, I didn't see the clip of the announcer until afterwards, but I could hear her voice.
Oh, she's a fan, bro. She doesn't know the outcome. She's a fan.
What?
And I'll say this about Cody.
This shit is scripted, bro.
But Al, that's the thing. She doesn't know. She doesn't know.
She crying?
I'm telling you, she doesn't have the script for one.
I'm telling you right now.
With Cody
why are
winning,
these people crying?
Al, it wasn't even about.
Listen,
no, I'm not gonna lie. It looked like she wasn't even really crying.
Like Cody winning, it wasn't about Vince or any of that nonsense. It was like you had this dude win 2 Royal Rumbles. He lost last year in the same match. If he loses this match, bro, he's fucking buried. Like, that's it. He's never going to be at the top or be in that position again. And, like, Roman had the belt forever, man. The motherfucker carried the company through the pandemic.
Through everything.
He needed a break, too. And Seth Rollins is the real MVP of WrestleMania.
Like,
that's my take. Seth Rollins is the MVP of WrestleMania.
Is Seth Rollins an MVP or those girly outfits?
No, he's MVP. He did everything, man.
He did everything. He's not a heavyweight. He's not a heavyweight. Seth is not a heavyweight.
No, I'm saying he's the... Oh, true.
I remember when Rey Mysterio was a heavyweight champ. Right.
My thing is
not heavyweight. It's not a weight thing.
Anyway. Why are people crying? This shit is scripted.
Okay, thank you.
Because people love it, man. Bro, why do people cry in movies? Why do people watch TV shows and cry?
The way they were crying, like this shit is real. Like this...
Exactly how I was going to answer your fucking question. Do you see how all those people in the audience were in tears and you couldn't see the millions at home that were also in tears, as Buffer would put it? The reason I'm going to tell you, Al, it's because you get emotionally invested. It's no different than like, I'm sitting here waiting for fucking Tuesday for Shogun. Like, where the fuck is Tuesday going to get here? Like, type of shit. It's the same thing. And
it's not.
And these
it's
guys,
the industry plants.
These
industry
guys,
plants.
Why do people watch TV shows and cry? Why?
Because that pussy.
Maybe. But that's the same thing, you know.
You see, here's the thing. You watch those expecting that kind of shit. You see, with wrestling, it's entertainment.
Exactly.
You know, just what the name says.
But it's a story as well. It's a story as well.
It's a soap opera.
And you got to remember, people have been invested in this story for years. Like, this isn't just this last couple of weeks. It's been a couple years they've been building this moment up.
Yes.
You know, so like...
a minute.
I was hoping Mama Rhodes would get beat by that belt. That's what I was hoping for.
This is your son's blood on this belt. Your tears are next. Your tears are next.
Bro,
that's what I was waiting for.
Why was The Rock doing that, bro? Oh, Mama Rhodes.
In the sidelines talking shit.
Mama Rhodes.
Okay, you watched Saturday Night too, right?
I watched both. Look. I was watching some of these.
Randy would have kicked her in the head.
Oh, Randy would have RKO'd her.
Some of the acting.
Watch out.
Between the acting, the story, the wrestling.
I don't think you got... I think your memory might be a little bit off, bro. I think the Attitude Era fucking acting was as cringy as possible, bro.
It's always been cringy.
Corny.
It's
It was
part
corny,
of it.
but
Perry
It's
Saturn
80s
was
hairband. Like wrestling
he was
is
in
based
love
on
with a
80s
mop, bro.
hairband.
Perry Saturn was
mop?
in love with a mop back in the day, bro.
Yes.
A fucking mop.
Look at
Bro,
Kay.
what are we talking about?
Yo, you saw Kay on Saturday night go out there and take
what?
those
That was
championship
acting.
belts?
That was
No.
acting. What I'm watching right now is not acting. Those guys were acting, even though it was
You got to give
corny.
him time. You got to give Triple H time.
How
to,
much
like,
time did Roman
He's
Reigns
only
has
been
been the
running
champ for how long? How much time did this nigga need?
Thank you. Thank you.
If you're gonna say something about Roman, or even
Bro,
Brock, like motherfuckers need more.
Roman Reigns
they
just
need
got
more
to
moves.
WWE when I fell out of WWE 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Look,
Triple
I
H
could be
has only
very
been doing it
critical.
for like a year, man. You got to give him some time to build it.
Yes,
No.
agreed. And
But
I
you-
can be
but-
very
but look,
critical.
Their acting is
It's
terrible.
gonna get there. It's gonna get
Okay.
there, bro.
They've been
It's gonna
doing
get
this
there.
they've been doing this long enough. It doesn't matter who's running the show, who's diddling who. If you're playing a role, there are certain guys. Look, Johnny B. Bad for the WWE.
That's Mark Merrill. There's an
Most
Oviedo. That's the man.
That you're goddamn right, and he's white. Okay,
No, he's
White.
like mixed, bro. He's mixed.
he pulled that shit off.
That's problematic, bro.
He pulled that. It is. He was doing blackface at a
Razor
time
Ramon
where
was a Cuban. That man is
Disabled.
white, bro. Scott
He's
Hall.
very
God bless
disabled.
his soul.
You know, he's very disabled.
Yeah.
I've worked on their house.
So my thing is this: the acting. Maybe hopefully the storyline gets better.
It's gonna get
Hopefully,
there, bro.
Along with the wrestling school, there's some acting school
there is.
to help.
Mhm.
Leave these old motherfuckers at home. It was great seeing these old motherfuckers. It was.
Just for
Let these young guys-
WrestleMania. Just for big events.
Let,
That's all he's
let
having.
these young guys
It's
shine.
gonna
And
gonna have its own storyline. So
Yeah.
I don't want them mixing too much with the new guys, except for where it matters. But as long as they keep it a legend thing, where like Cena is fucking with The Rock, or The Rock is fucking with Taker, or Hogan and fucking Brett finally fight, or you know what I mean, that kind of shit. As long as they keep it a legends thing, I'm so fucking about it.
we got to wrap it up so we can move on to the next segment. I will say this. I don't mean. I'll let you finish it up. But I will say this. I do see why dudes watch this, as far as the females are concerned.
Well,
they're gay. I do see why. Now the cameramen for WrestleMania need to
MVP,
come
They know what they're
to
doing.
the UFC because
Facts.
they know where to focus the camera.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And man, let me tell you,
part of
there
the
was
shot.
nothing but booty cheeks
Mhm.
when it came to the win. Nothing
Gotta
but
love
booty
it.
cheeks.
You must not have watched Mackenzie Dern's last fight.
Oh, pimping. But you know what? The cameras, pimping. But the cameraman will give you a good. There was a time in the UFC when the ring girls would come in, they'd close the door, and as she's coming out blowing the kiss, they'd give you that booty shot. They took that away. Okay? But whoever's working the camera in the WWE needs to come work at the UFC.
That's
Mhm.
part
He
of the
knows exactly.
viewership. That's how you get ratings
Yeah,
out.
exactly. Because you need them big booty hoes up in there for the guys to come fucking watch the shit. Because the shit fucking sucks.
That's exactly it. Thank you, Al. You just proved my point. UFC is better than WWE.
Take it easy, bro. Let me add one thing. I just want to
I
add one
second
thing
that,
before
man.
we move on.
Go ahead.
Everybody that came out, as far as the legends, every part of that was connected. Like
yes.
John
Yeah, 'cause
Cena
they're all
coming out,
gay.
he's had issues with the bloodline.
Years.
Solo took him out.
Years.
So he
and
comes out. The
years.
Rock and Cena had issues. The Undertaker is WrestleMania. So that was the only person that could, quote unquote, stop The Rock. I don't know, bro. I thought that shit was brilliant. The way that all folded out at the end,
Yes.
that was fucking brilliant.
And
I
I
have
can
no
also-
issues with it.
yeah.
Marcus, I
But
back
the
you
crying
up.
shit. The crying shit.
Because look, Al, people are emotionally invested. Straight up, it's no different.
Yeah.
It's no different than a show or any other fucking thing, and they know it's fiction, and that's what I mean when I say that
But
these
hey,
are you just to own it.
I don't want to harp it on too much, but I've been, because we're going to talk about it later. Like, I've been following Jamal Hill his whole career.
Yeah.
What happened to him last night didn't make me cry. It just disappointed me, and that's real.
Because you're not gay, Al.
Thank you. Now this shit with the WWE.
No,
When
but
I'm
listen.
seeing, I'm seeing grown men, look, the girls, I expect a girl to cry. They get emotional, whatever. Like, she couldn't even talk. She couldn't do her job.
But bro,
I tried during comedies. Like some of us just have it. White people listen.
You remember?
I tried during that movie Click.
Speak for yourself.
White people are sentimental. We're sentimental.
That's one thing, bro.
Gay people are sentimental.
When you touch a nerve with us, that's the first thing that fuck. So is your mom. What is your point?
Emotional damage.
Like white people are extra sentimental. I get it.
Hey, you remember when Tony Stark died in Avengers Endgame?
How many motherfuckers cried?
Why were people crying? Why?
Thank you.
It's fake. It's not real.
It ain't real.
What are you talking about?
Man,
That's the story.
Tony Stark is realer.
It is literally the same thing on different scales. It is literally the same.
But see, in a movie, you're expecting it to do that. You're expecting
what
to get on a roll.
What are you expecting in a wrestling match? These niggas to throw out. You're expecting Rock to go out there and actually throw hands for people?
Yeah. I'm expecting him to be champ for 10 years straight.
I want to see him body slam somebody.
They do that.
Some real
This is how it's real. This is how it's real. And my whole fucking point at the beginning of this segment, Al, is go back. They're doing press conferences afterwards, and they talk about their real emotion.
Like it's real. And it's
Roman Reigns still able to pull it out. He said, acknowledge me. She didn't acknowledge him. Get out.
Don't do none of that shit. When they get back there, they talk about the real side of it. The ones who didn't know what was going to happen. Like, look at Logan, bro. Look at that video of Logan up in the fucking box watching when all that shit happened. That motherfucker cried.
Cody. That got me a little emotional. I'm really emotional for him. Wow. A real new era.
They don't know what's going to happen. Only the people
that motherfucker
involved.
is gay.
He's champ. He got paid to cry. He's champ. He got paid to cry.
I don't buy that at all. That was 100% legit.
Y'all got me, hey man, y'all got me worked up right now. Because I feel like y'all are on the whole other side of the spectrum. I'm confused right now. I'm confused.
They got to get Randy Orton to RKO some more bitches. So
let's move on to some real stuff. Okay,
let's move on to something that's not scripted. How about that? Let's say that. Which might actually be scripted because the way Hill went down, it looked like he was ready to take a nap. To me.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually we'll find out a lot of these matches were fucking rigged.
No, I got two clips. All
right, let's go.
We won't need to discuss these two clips. It's just pure reactionary.
Hey, Al, one of those clips to me from last week saying that Jamel Hill's gonna get sleep. He's going night. Because I said he was going night. Everybody goes night.
There was no reason for you to be disrespectful.
No, I'm worked up now.
You gotta stop.
I'm tired of you light-skinned niggas being disrespectful on this show.
Right.
All right, man. Roll tape on the first covered video. Pay attention to this shit right here.
Oh, yeah. I've seen this motherfucker before.
Whatever it was taught at 3 years old to look both ways.
Hell.
My thing is, though, was Bro getting picked up the first time, so did he get hit twice?
They threw him back in front of the bus. He said, he said the first time wasn't enough. It happens so fast. Roll tape on the second video. Now this video here, look at this.
What the fuck? Done.
No.
You get up.
Oh, yeah, you getting clapped?
No. They're going to say rolling by. That's fucked up. Like, why won't you stop it up? Oh,
man, I thought we were about to watch this motherfucker get run over.
Wow.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's terrible, but it.
I'm laughing because the timing, right? We just
man.
You guys are fucked up for laughing, okay?
No, I didn't. I thought he was going to get run over, and then like Rick said it didn't happen, bro. Like,
I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray for all of you.
Oh my God!
I saved all of y'all a seat. I saved all of y'all a seat for my party bus for that ride to hell. Don't worry.
You're all going to hell.
After I take a breath,
Oh my God!
Bro, it's like the bus did it on purpose, man. He had that scene.
He saw that motherfucker.
Yeah,
he saw that motherfucker.
He saw him.
He had to.
Hitting the brake ain't going to change much. Let's go.
To take the side of the bus driver, there appeared to be snow and ice on the road.
Okay.
So you speed up.
He might have tried to slow it down 5 miles. 5 miles back.
Oh,
I thought,
but he just slid in.
Sped up.
my fucking belly hurts, man. That was fucking terrible. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
That was
brutal,
brutal,
we got
man.
that one. So there's this one video before we go on to the UFC that it wasn't funny. I'm gonna prove you guys.
No, man. That was.
I thought we were gonna see motherfucker get hit.
This next video here, man. Go ahead, rotate, baby, rotate. I'll let the video speak for its stuff.
I'm sorry, but you're black. You're not country. I don't care. Like,
oh my God, you're throwing it in
the nicest way. But like, babe, I know you were raised in the country, or your grandparents were, I guess. Your great granny and grandpas. But
fucking Houston.
They was picking, okay? They wasn't planting. Just keep that in mind.
My God.
It wasn't making money. It was getting sold for money.
It is 2024 and people still act like they don't know what a digital footprint is. They still act like they don't know that what they put on the internet, it's not going nowhere. It's going to be here forever. People be on here saying the most craziest things.
I agree with you,
acting
brother.
like, it's not going to come back to haunt them. Whether it was 10 years ago or something current, this stuff is going to be brought up again. It's really crazy how some of these racists are really losing their mind, all because Beyonce made some country music. If you continue to watch the full video, this is a student. I believe they said she's at Indiana State University, and she's a nursing major. You're going to lose all of that.
Not surprised.
Once this gets the attention that it needs to get, and people really start spreading this, and it gets back to the university, they're going to have no choice but to handle it in some way. You're going to get kicked out of school. Imagine you becoming a nurse. Somebody that's supposed to treat people of all colors, all races, all ethnicities and stuff like that. But you have that type of hatred towards black folks.
Now, we saw this bitch. We heard what she said. Now, my question is this. What is up with her nose? And I don't mean that in the nicest way. Did daddy punch you in the nose while he was fucking you in one of those nights?
Oh my God! Now,
is that why your nose? Is that why your nose looks like that? You dumb cunt. Now look, everybody on this show knows that I am not a Beyonce fan. In no way, shape, or form.
I like that.
We won't get into that. But with everything else that this bitch had to say, I mean, you're essentially talking about black folks. Big nose, filthy fucking cunt.
Weren't there black cowboys back in the day?
Thank you.
That was
black people
of course they were.
Are the originals. They
built this shit.
They created country music, you stupid bitch.
So let me
Where do you think those white folks get their little bit of flavor from?
Isn't that like the blues? Isn't it like a variation of the blues and whatnot? Yep. I'm confused by it. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. I mean, hey man, I'm glad that she did it though. She's exposing, her real truth. Good.
I love people like her. You're letting us know who you are, and I love that. I love that. Now we know.
Thanks.
And from Indiana, I'm not fucking surprised. I am not fucking surprised.
It's not necessary that she's from Indiana. Let me interject real quick. So, number one, I completely agree with everything that he said. That sounds like a very educated motherfucker right there. You saw how he was able to break down the things that she was saying without being enraged about it, right? Right. That's the number one thing that I noticed. The number two thing I noticed.
I can't be.
All right, that's what I mean. Exactly what I'm saying. Like when you watch it, it enrages you to a point, right? Does it not? Does it?
I want to put hands on it.
Right now, okay. So one of the first things I noticed was how he dissected it, like he did, right? I want to reference very quickly back to earlier. What I told you is there's especially in this age of where they put certain things in our algorithms when they need to program us, right? They need us to see this. to back it up. Now, I don't know if this is real or fake. If it's real, this ignorant bitch should be fucking shot, hung, the whole nine. If it's fake, this is what I want you to analyze. Indiana State University. Listen, you know, that's a very high percentage of black school. Like, I without me looking it up, I guarantee you it probably has a very higher percentage of black than a lot of the other the schools in the country. That said,
there's black folks there, but they're predominantly racist in Indiana, Idaho, Iowa.
I get that, but
all those places are predominantly white.
No, I get it. I'm sure there are fucking counties and municipalities and names you don't even fucking know very close to that campus where that exists, and I agree. But I don't think I strongly feel, and when I saw the reactions to some of the video and some of the planted bot reactions and responses to the comments in it, because I actually saw this like 3 days ago. I'm not 100% convinced that it's legit. I think it might be, and very well could be, one of those propaganda plants to make us fight against each other. I'm not denying that people don't feel this way in certain circles. Absolutely. And I'm not denying that they should be fought for. You know what I mean? Like, but
I can't remember the light-skinned brothers. He's a news guy. He's all over YouTube, but he recently covered it. Looks like the school found out about this bitch. I believe she was kicked out. If I can find the video,
sure, hope so.
I'll recap it.
Let's find out too if she's ever said anything.
My point to shedding light on shit like this is to let folks know that shit like this has not gone away and will not go away. Okay? Because you see how young she is. That was taught into her.
Absolutely.
Okay? When she has kids, she's going to teach those kids those same values. There are nurses like her that exist already, because we saw that one stupid white cunt from New York who was hooting and hollering for help, trying to take a black boy's bike, but using her white fucking face to try to get them in fucking trouble. This shit happens every single day. It's every fucking way. As long as it happens, I'm going to shed as much light on that kind of shit as possible. But again, if I can find that video of that dude with the news update, we'll reject that bitch. I hope somebody punches her in her nose and fixes it for her. That's the best we can hope for that stupid bitch. But UFC 300.
Let's go.
Marcus, you disrespectful light-skinned
fucking love you, bro.
You know what? And you were right. You were right. You know what?
I gave Hill too much credit, bro. I thought he'd make it around. That's on me.
There we go.
You see, there you go, being more disrespectful.
Bro, I literally
more disrespectful.
I was in the office. I walked out to talk to my girl for like 2-3 minutes. I came back. They're over here calling the decision. I'm like, how? What? The fight just started. Literally, the fight just started.
Hey, dude,
what?
It wasn't a full-blown swing. It literally looked like he put the right out there and just...
And I love it because Hill was talking cash shit.
Not scripted at all.
Entire build-up. Talking crazy. And then what happens? You go, hey, man, you're going to have to back that up at some point.
Hey, Julian, your card, all your picks were somewhat on par.
Yeah, you were pretty close.
Lopez. Lopez ruined your shit. I would have picked Lopez over the African. That's just me. And that's not, being like Marcus and Rick, being racist. I like
Magic.
I did.
I love African. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know.
I love all people. I love all people of our race.
Jamal Hill got African in him.
I'm an equal opportunity.
No, I know. I'm not even
against got it knocked out of him.
I'm not against Hill. I just felt like he was going to sleep.
Matt, were you as disappointed as me when Jamal Hill went to sleep?
Yeah, unfortunately, I went to sleep with him.
Because it was boring.
I did too. I shut the computer off, and I said, and my lady was happy too. I was like, you know what? You and Marcus are racist.
Le who? The her.
Oh, bro, I watched highlights for like 30 minutes of the knockout. I watched it from different angles. I was looking it up on YouTube.
I bet you did. I bet you did.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you did.
You probably went to the bathroom and fucking sat there and stroked one out to it too, you fucking hater.
Hey, man, I needed to see it because, like I said, the build-up, he's been talking crazy. So I'm like, oh, he's going to go in there and kill Alex.
He never lost his belt. You know what I'm saying? Of course he was hurt. So, as the champ, you're going to talk that kind of shit. And Jamal Hill, if you've seen his resume.
That's what I'm saying. The way he did Glover.
He told him. He was like, come here, right here. Come here. No.
You saw him stop the ref?
Come right here.
Like the low blow? He touched his hands and I got this.
He's like, come here. He's like, I got this. He's like, stop.
And you saw what he did to Teixeira, right? What Jamal Hill did to Teixeira? That wasn't comeuppance from it, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the way Glover was celebrating on the side?
Damn right.
Yeah.
I was celebrating. Bro, that's like if somebody beat me up and you go and beat on them. You know we celebrating.
So
Fuck out of here.
Is it wrong of me?
Is
it wrong of me? Is it wrong of me to think, like, look at those fucking racists? They just knocked this black man out.
How does it gotta be racist?
No, there ain't no race in it. Ain't no race in it.
What's it gotta be racist for?
Hey, man, you gotta cash them checks. You know what I'm saying?
The majority
gotta cash
of
that
us
check
are
at some
fucking
point.
mixed at this point.
And that
anyway,
bitch bounced.
Bro.
That check bounced last night.
Brazilians have a lot of African in them too, so
Yep. Yeah.
Alex is black too.
Alex is black, man.
Acknowledge it.
I'm 1/16 black.
When he got hit in the nuts and literally was unfazed and stopped the ref was like, "Oh, my bad." He's like, "My bad, dude." He's like, "My bad."
Did you see the celebration afterwards?
Oh yeah.
But you saw at what point when he was like,
Chama.
like it was, you know what? Now, you saw at what point I think Jamal hit him, and on Alex's face was like, "Oh, is this what they were talking about?" And that's when Alex started to press. Started to press him, and
that's
I was
when Jamal saw it. He saw it. You know how it is, bro. And I don't give a fuck what you're competing in when it comes to physical combat. Doesn't matter what the fuck it is. When you see a look in the eye of your competitor and you know, oh shit, that's that legit confidence. It goes from I don't know, will I be able to fucking you're toast.
Yeah, we're going to have to continue this. We're going to have to continue UFC 300 in the next episode because that whole card was great, and there's some other fights on that card that deserve some attention.
No, it's the best combat sports ever.
Yeah, you know, and you know,
get better than that.
If you want to call it scripted, yeah, sometimes they might want things to veer a certain way because of betting, but you know, that's neither here nor there. We'll cover it in the next episode. Julian,
absolutely.
Thank you for joining us. I know we didn't get to holler at you too much, but we'll have you back on so we can talk some more.
Yes, sir.
If you guys are looking for any artwork, please hit my nephew Nate up. His info's in our bio. If you guys look at any timeshares, our buddy Sean, his info's also in our bio. Check out our merch. Please.
Sir.
You know, I notice we're getting views, but not likes. When you guys are viewing them, hit that like button as well. That also helps us out. Like, subscribe, share, let people know.
Yes, sir. Check out Nish, the producer of our intro and outro track. It's called Trap Sex. You can find his music on YouTube, SoundCloud. And before we go, fellas, Max Holloway might have had the knockout of the year.
Yeah,
maybe
we'll talk about that. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. But thanks for signing off. Thanks again for joining us. I am Al. Marcus, Julian, Rick, and Matt. Peace.
Later.